Okay. I'm just adjusting the position of the drawing. Okay, this is an assembly drawing, which means that you have to draw the three parts: the lid, the handle and the base, assembled, joined together. The first thing to do though in any assembly is to draw the biggest thing. Okay, and the biggest thing here is the base box, or the box base. You can see that it's a sort of lozenge shape, to use the technical term. It's a rectangle with rounded ends. So the first thing I would do is I would draw the rectangle, okay, and then I would draw the curved part. Now this line here from X is actually the length from here to here. And you can just check that by putting it against here. So that's the part before you have the curve. So I'm going to draw that first of all. And with all isometric drawings, first thing that you want to do is get your 30-60 set square and draw three lines. Now one of them's already drawn for you, but draw one for the width, one for the depth and one for the height. There's the height there, okay, and that gives you a kind of sense of what you're producing. So let's get started. We know that length is correct. The width we can get from either, well actually not either anything, you can get it from the plan here. What I'm going to do, just to be precise, is I'm going to add a line here. And that allows me to accurately measure the width. So we'll do that there. So that's the width, and I'll just mark that one here. And while I'm at it, I'll do the height. There's the height, mark it on there. Okay, so let's just form this up. So that line there, line there. Now these are not final lines because we've obviously got to add on the curved part at the back. I'm just going to get this formed up just now anyway. Okay. That gives us a basic cuboid. Okay, now we need to do the rounded parts, and to do that we have to draw generators on this part here. So 30-60 again, and we'll draw generators. Just keep rotating this 30-60 set square and draw in generators. And then if you draw, continue this line here, which will be part of the centre line, and then I'm just going to draw lines from the generators down to this centre line here, just in the usual fashion. That one's already done, that one, and then that one. Now this is symmetrical, so once I've done this here, I can use these sizes on the other side as well. Whenever you're doing anything like this, what you want to do is draw a centre line on the isometric drawing. So I'm going to measure how far it is to the middle here, and then I plot that on this side here, and then I can use my set square just to draw out the centre line. Okay, so that line there is going to be that line, and that wee line there is that line coming out. Okay, in the usual fashion, we're going to mark some points on here. So I'm going to mark that point on here. I can twist it around and put it on there. Next point, mark it on there. Okay, and that's all the points we have to do. What I'm going to do while I'm at it just now is just transfer these points to the other side. There, there, transfer the centre line, there, and there. And and make up a grid here really just to help me do the circle. So bring this out here, bring this out here, and if you do them both at the same time, you really speed things up for yourself. Okay, next job is to take sizes horizontally from here. So start with the smallest one, mark it on here, 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 and here. Next one up, and mark it on here, 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 and here, and finally the highest point, measure and mark here and here. Okay, so just mark in the starting points. So now it's smooth curve time. So we're going to draw a smooth curve through each of these points, and as you probably can see, what we're going to do then is we're going to project these down the correct height, and that will give us the lower curve as well. So as in previous videos, take the paper off. This is the way I prefer to do it, and then you can draw a smooth curve through the points. This turn is very tight, it goes really tight down to here. Same on the other side, smooth curve through the points. Do your best to do it as neatly as you can. I think we're going to come up from this one and turn tightly round to there. Okay, you can take a wee bit more time over it to make it look a bit neater. Right, next job, back into the drawing board. Square it up again, and we're going to project these points down, and I'm going to project down this line here, this point here, this point here, and obviously some of the points you're not going to see. Now how far down they go is basically this distance here. So we'll measure and mark that, and mark that there. Okay. And there is what's called a tangent point, which is a point that you stop seeing the curved points, and I'm going to mark that one as well. I'm going to add this point because we would see that, and I'm going to add this point because you would see that as well. So mark that there. Okay, and if we do a smooth curve through these, try and do this without taking the page off this time, and round here. To there. And I'm going to do the tangent point by eye this time, okay, which is there. Okay, same job on the other side. This time you get fewer points, so project that down, and then basically you're done. To get the tangent point, just to show you, what you would do is the highest point there, you draw a line, and where that intersects the end, here. You draw a line from the centre to there. Where it cuts, which is there, that's the tangent point. Now you can see that that pretty much coincides with that line there, so there's really very little you can do there. So just measure that down, mark it, and then we just draw to there. Okay, I'm going to firm this in a bit so that we can see what we've got. And that's us got the basic shape. Okay, now I would like you to be taking more time over your drawing, just to make sure that it's as neat as possible. Okay, right, so that's the basic shape. That's largely the kind of hard part of this bit of the drawing done.